according to reports, 4 in 5 bridges in the city of Johannesburg are in imminent danger of structural failure or require upgrading or even renewal. Now, how much danger will this pose for motorists and how soon can things be fixed? Zweli Nyathi is the Joburg Roads Agency CEO and joins us live now. Mr. Nyathi, good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. So, are these reports correct that around 702 out of 902 bridges in the city are in a poor or a very poor condition?
Good evening to you. Good evening to the viewers. Let me come to the statistics. Actually, that's an assessment report. Yes, it's 792, but it goes from poor, medium, fair, good, and very good. So what we do, we club all the bridges that needs attention. So some you find that is minor works less than 1 million. We can do them in-house. Some need some serious experts. Remember, Joburg is just above 150 years old. So most of the infrastructure is fairly, very old. But what we do, we combine all these attention that's supposed to be given to these bridges. Remember, there we have infrastructure like culverts as well. They are still classified as bridges and low-lying bridges and lesser culverts. So all those things are bridge or road infrastructure. But with the actual bridges, we're doing our best. Then most of them we reinforce. If a bridge cannot be used, what we usually do, we close it off until we get a budget because we don't want to expose motorists to such danger.
All right. Now, so, pardon me for coming in there. So how many would you say are requiring experts right now?
Look, we basically what we have done, we've assessed all our bridges. That's why you have that number.
Yes.
And then there you have 79 point something that needs work that needs to be done. So basically with that, you are correct when you say close to 80% of the bridges. But some range from 2 million work to 5 million to 100 million. If you look at some of the bridges, like we just recently built one from scratch, Kilburn Bridge, and in Rodeport, and then in Mapumula as well, we just launched another new bridge built from scratch. Those, there was nothing we could do. We had to demolish and start afresh. But most of the bridges, we just have to reinforce, like the engineers will always say.
Yeah.
Some at 50% of the integrity is compromised, then we make a call on those things.
So when it comes then to this particular, challenges, you say that right now you are faced with others that possibly need a 2 million, others need a 1, others need more, and experts. But you have OUTA that is saying that the issue of poor leadership is part of the problem. And they're saying that this is happening because money is either misspent or not properly allocated.
Very shocking, because as we're speaking, the AG is in our offices. They're checking literally everything, unless they say the function of the AG doesn't mean anything. We are being audited every day from project to project, and whatever is happening there is in the books. So the other thing is that, remember, the Treasury gives us this money and we have to account and other departments. So it's not willy-nilly that we're doing our own things. We have to follow the IDP, we have to get budget. That is why when we don't have budget, we announce it to say, look, we want to do this, but we don't have budget allocated to that. So we account for every cent.
So it's all good and well right now for us to be talking about the work that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. Residents are watching us and they're asking themselves, what happens if a bridge, for example, is compromised while they are on it, or how long will it take to fix? Because now, if you're telling us that there's issues, of course, budget is an issue. But what happens then? Should there be an incident while they're on that bridge?
Okay, let me just clarify that. That doesn't mean we outsource everything. We have internal teams. We have close to 100 engineers at GRA, qualified in different fields. Some of them, they operate the bridge management systems. So we have internal teams that maintains this bridge, that rehabilitate some of this bridge. When it's large-scale work, obviously we outsource because we cannot keep people for 12 months doing one thing and such. But again, you also need to understand that we don't have manpower to be linked to a project full-time. We can only deploy a project manager and a few experts in that. So we do have regional teams. We have depots in all the regions, 7 regions of Johannesburg. We have approximately 18 depots. There you have engineers, you have QSs, you have everyone. So It's not all doom and gloom. We do
Yeah.
have in-house experts, yes.
So would you say to the residents, do they have reason to worry or not then?
They don't have a reason to worry. We're just transparent with the information to say we need money to attend to these things. I mean, you're looking at bridges that are close to 100 years old, some are 50, and maintenance, and I must admit that maintenance hasn't been good over the years. So we're playing a catch-up game, and I think we are able to do what
And whose fault is that maintenance hasn't been good over the years?
I wouldn't pin it specifically because I'm sitting at the helm of the institution, probably from ourselves. I won't say my predecessors, I'm not even a year in the job. So all I can say is to take the blame instead of apportioning it to anyone. But we're doing our best to make sure what is within our range, we fix it. And where we need to intervene, we intervene. I'll give you a classic example, the M1 bridge, there was fire and everything. Lanes are open, the bridge is fully fixed and stuff like that. So we have experts in-house who can look at structural integrity and whatever other things, whether it's vibrations on the bridge, and then they get to attend to it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nyathi, for your time. I appreciate it. And as you say, it's not all doom and gloom, but I'm sure residents are wondering to see how quickly can this be done. But it is now interesting that this conversation really needs to go to a broader scale, because not so long ago, we had a conversation with another water entity in the city that was saying that it doesn't have the money to be able to do necessary work that is urgently needed. Now, here you are again. This is what is happening. So I suppose those who are occupying these offices do need to account. That was Zweli Nyathi there, who is the Joburg Roads Agency CEO.